Marilyn Manson put out a new song. It's called Exit Wound. Let's talk about some crazy vocals, shall we? But that's unsettling. It's great when you can be iconic enough to just look at something and then be like, Marilyn Manson. Like, just to have a look dialed in enough that you can do that. It's kind of a goal, I guess. Great drum sound, by the way. These fucking thuddy, wonderful, real-sounding drums. So this is pretty cool. I mean, so far already. So he's got some saturation on his voice. So we got that, got the saturation sound. But it's very Marilyn Manson, and I can't tell if there's a vocal double. But anybody always, thinking about this kind of sound. I just talked about this last week with another band. What was that? I can't remember. But moving out of vocal fry, that kind of thing adds such a kind of dark, expressive, emotional kind of coloration to a voice when you kind of keep moving in and out of that. It also kind of gives this idea that shit's going to get heavy. Take your picture at the scene of the crime. We got your victim and we made up your mind. I like that drop there. Na 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 na. He loves to use such a high scream and then such a low kind of that deep kind of voice of his, and then just jump back and forth, which creates such a nice kind of playful energy. I like this. I love how it's just a distorted kind of a sound and not just straight to a scream. So not too high, but probably not that easy to sing. Let's back up. Come you bean. But he's in more of a belt. Well, so he's diving into that. Well, they want you, and it sounds really awesome. I love distortion when it's not as throaty and thick, when it just sounds like this fucking sandpaper over top. I was just working with a student with that yesterday, trying to get us to find one note. And then again, if you can find it with one note somewhere in your range, then every day just trying to get, 2 notes, 3 notes, and just starting to slide it back and forth and listening to your body's feedback, like, are you building a wall? Are you falling apart? What can you do to get to that next level? What do you have to move and get out of the way of and stuff to get that to work? Okay, it's not the word I am. Again, that got that great drop in there, which makes such a kind of a, you feel that in your body. It's so great. So honestly, would be kind of freaked out to see one of their shows live, because it kind of scares the shit out of me. There's a feeling that comes along with Marilyn Manson is seeing him live. There's like a dirty, greasy kind of like intensity and visceral feeling and physical feeling, and it kind of scares the shit out of me. Yeah. I also will say that I like rock music still being alive like this, where riffs, guitar riffs exist that aren't just genty, like like I love music like that in some ways, but I love when it's just rock music like this too, that doesn't have to keep going into these like 7-8 string riffs. I do also wonder, when somebody's this famous and has this much money and everything, it's always interesting to wonder what they're gonna write about, what are they talking about, what are they upset about, what do they want to put into the lexicon that is the collective consciousness, and he's still writing about dark, angry shit. Ballerina bayonet, slice us up with pirouettes, mouth is shut on hand grenades. And there I can't tell what effect that is, but doesn't it sound great when he starts becoming twangy, like na 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 na. It sounds so great having that. It just sounds so robotic, and there's almost like a vocoder. Let's back up really quick. Yeah, you hear the extra distortion there of the saturation kind of going and giving other layers almost of harmony, which is super cool. But again, I can't completely tell what effect that is. Shut on hand grenades. Take your picture at the scene of the crime. We got your victim and we made up your mind. We got your victim and we made up your mind. I was just talking to a student about this before I got on here, where he was asking me about compression, just trying to get an understanding about compression. And I was talking about, again, this thing about holding the breath back first, starting to learn how to go like this, build that pressure in here like a spring, and then just starting to hold back that air and then starting to speak and sing through that. If you are enjoying this lesson, you want to learn more about your voice as well, you can click on the link in the description. I have a free vocal course that you can join, and you can learn more and discover more about your voice and try to learn how to do crazy shit like this. If we take that breath and we start holding it back, that's a version of compression. Whether you're learning how to do it healthy or not healthy, you're going to learn your path is your path, and you're going to figure these things out. But if I hold that breath back, you can tell I've already started to get into a little bit of this Marilyn Manson sound. So let's listen to him for a second. Let's go backwards. We got your victim and we made up your mind. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's my speaking register kicking in. We got your victim and we made up your mind. That's me letting less air through than I typically would let through. So it ends up sounding kind of compressed, sinister, darker in this case. But again, if I take a C, and I start learning how to sing through that, it gives me a very different coloration, and I can move that compression around. I'm just letting it through there. But if I want to go, I'm just letting it through there. Then I'm playing with that airflow, and it can give you a lot of different expressions, subtleties, power, distortion, screams, all that kind of stuff. And rest assured, as we move into this chorus again, he's still got that same thing in place where he's holding back and utilizing air in a certain way, but then it becomes even more powerful sounding here. Shut off the spotlight, whose God will you be? I can't tell what that is. Turn off the spotlight and a da-da-da-da. Will they want you if your hands are clean? So again, not too hard for everybody, but if you want to try to practice that, again, you can practice. Will they want you if your hands are clean? Ah! There, I'm just going, and I'm letting that through. Again, I got to learn about mixed voice and things like that, which I absolutely teach, but Yeah, you got to learn how to keep yourself open and stuff, but you can practice that in different ways. And like I mentioned before, just getting to a point where you can kind of start making that weed whacker sound, and then starting to learn how to sit in that, will I want you? And then slowly just, inching that forward is really beneficial.
Can't stop the bleeding, I'm not healing soon. He shot the world, I am the exit wound. He shot the world, I am the...
He shot the world, I am the exit wound. I think that's what he's saying. How fucking uncomfortable would it be to perform in leather like that? It's got to be leather, right?
Exit wound.
The funny thing is I had a video shot like this when I was on tour with my band Vegas Nerve way back, like a live performance type of thing. And it's amazing how much movement you have to put into a video to make it kind of, exciting and like to really match the vibe. Like when you fucking look at this, how dizzying and sickening is it to see just everything? It's like the cameraman was going like this, but they usually add a lot of this stuff afterwards too. But the fucking movement is intense. God, that's creepy. If you're looking to add distortion like this to your voice in terms of like production and stuff, usually the thing people use is Sound Toys Distressor. I think that's what it's called. Sound Toys Decapitator. I'm sorry, that's what it's called. And Decapitator has certain levels of saturation and stuff that'll start putting this on. And again, a lot of your favorite heavy singers are playing with different levels of saturation on their voice. So there's screaming and there's distortion that they're achieving. Then a lot of times they'll double it. Then a lot of times they'll have these decapitator things, stuff like that, saturation on it. You wanna na 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 na. And again, I can kind of recreate it by going, you wanna and it gets this extra thing, just like a distortion pedal, but really fun to play with. And again, it can make screams and stuff sound even more brutal. Oh, that was so cool. Then you blame. I want to hear that again. So that was linked up with the guitar, I guess, at the same time, but still. Pick me, I'm the one to blame.
Can't stop the bleeding, I'm not healing soon. Can't stop the bleeding, I'm not healing soon. Yes, you know I.
That's so cool, man. We gotta back up. Oh, I love the the whispering before it just kicks into full blast.
And I'm not healing soon. Can't stop the bleeding, I'm not healing soon. Yes, you know I. Yes, you know I. Yes, you know I am the exit wound. Yes, you know I. Yes, you know I. Yes, you know I am the exit wound.
Oh, it's so cool. I don't know what he's saying. So he's basically hitting a high B there. A B4. A shot away. Something like that. A shot away. Something. It reminds me of the Rolling Stones. But, man, I'll have a course here soon on screaming like this and everything. Probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks I'll be finishing it along with some of the other courses I have. But yeah, learning how to do this stuff is super fun, and learning how to get into high screams like this is always my goal because it's so much more. There's so much more release in it. It sounds way more brutal, but anytime there's more distortion kind of happening lower, it tends to be just kind of more aggressive on the voice and doesn't feel as good. But when you can get up into that upper tier, it's almost like the difference between a chest voice scream and a head voice scream. It just feels and sounds so much cooler, and you can just kind of just really grate that sound. Again, I can't really sit here and do it right now, but let's listen to it a couple times here. It's shine away! Shine away! So if I sat, it's morning here, and I just started creaking into that upper level there, again, I probably want to go higher and then come down instead of going lower and then going up. Like this. I want to start and just kind of keep creaking that in. And then trying to, again, like anything, trying to sit in it. And trying to sit in that and try to get it to sustain. Because I don't want to just have fleeting notes. I want to have a sustainable kind of thing that I can hold. But again, try to warm up to do these types of things before you just launch into them. But this was a fun song, man. It felt shorter than it was at 4 minutes and 38 seconds. But I just kind of miss music like this. I miss a lot of music because I just don't really resonate with a lot of things nowadays. But this is super fun. Let's finish it off here. Nice to know there's people still out there making rock music and making badass stuff like that. I know Perfect Circle just put out some new music, and I would love to see them live. If you have things like this you would like to suggest me to check out and break down and talk about vocally, I would love to do that, and I would love to hear from you. Again, if you want to learn more about your voice, you can check out my free vocal course in the pinned comment or in the description, and I will see you guys soon.